Every day, more and more road users are filming their journeys, which can often end in disaster. Pioneered by motorists in Russia and Eastern Europe, dashboard-mounted cameras are constantly recording our behavior on the roads. From the bizarre to the ridiculous, the funny to the downright dangerous. The thousands and thousands of dashcams around the world have captured just about every mishap you can think of. Now we're going to delve into this treasure trove of stupidity on the roads. Put things right by pointing the finger of blame. Replay the action to see what really happened. And of course, there's nothing like seeing other people's mistakes when it comes to helping us become better drivers. And please remember, on all the clips, yes, that's all the clips we show, no one, and that means no one, is seriously hurt. So drive safely. Not everyone is this lucky. Coming up on this tantalizing episode of Car Crash TV, more ridiculous and reprehensible road use from all around our fine planet that, had it been isolated to the great nation of Britain, would have resulted in the following contraventions of our commendable highway code. Article 9.7. Before setting off, you should ensure that clothing and footwear do not prevent you using the controls in the correct manner. Article 149. You must exercise proper control of your vehicle at all times. The one about not being jealous of other people's financial success. And from It Is You, Not Me, my pamphlet on honesty, page 3, How to Admit You've Made a Terrible Mistake. Hello, big boy. That's what my wife said to me when we returned from our honeymoon in Florida, and I'd gained 3 stone due to a steady holiday diet of mozzarella sticks and fries. Goodbye, big boy. That's what my wife said to me 6 months later, when I'd failed to shift the weight, and she'd started to look at me with disgust and disappointment. Well, it's time for me to relive that painful memory as we say hello to another group of big boys. It's the Big Rigs. Neil, if that's your idea of a big rig, then I feel very sorry for your wife. I'm joking, Neil. It's big enough. That poor woman. Anyway, that is a big rig. Seriously big. But it's no good having an impressive length if you can't control it properly. And I've not seen that much smoke since that misunderstanding in the steam room with the hockey team. It's good that I can smile about it now, and the doctor let me keep the stick as a souvenir. At first, this next clip seems confusing. Big rig drivers are normally very courteous to their fellow motorists, so this one is very much going against the grain as he arrogantly decides he isn't going to wait in traffic and instead use the wrong side of the road to continue on his journey. But if I tell you that Liaz translates to my other car's an Audi, then it makes perfect sense. I often wonder why they have those clearance signs on bridges. Now I know. Let's see that one more time to fully appreciate the idiocy on display. Magic. I wonder what our cameraman made of that. Lorry drivers are always trying to show off their length, which makes them a competitive bunch. Check out this guy, eager to make his fellow trucker feel inadequate. Of course, the bigger you are, the longer it takes you to stop. Lorry drivers adhere to a very strict set of rules. Maintain a balanced diet of pastry and meat. Never ever settle down for the night in a reservoir car park. Always ensure your cabin has at least 2 pictures of topless women in it. And never let more than 4 cars join the road in a traffic jam. Somebody's not been reading their highway code. A little cautionary tale for you now. If you're thinking of buying a car with an especially long bonnet, don't. The chap in the silver car isn't going in the direction that he desires. Fortunately, he's one of those radical thinkers and has come up with a foolproof formula to get his journey on track. Sadly, he didn't allow for the big yellow truck differential. Still, a round of applause from the audience. Isn't science fun? Who is Jack the Ripper? Where is Jimmy Hoffa? Why is my soya latte a full 2 degrees below the optimum temperature? These are some of the biggest unsolved mysteries out there, though I have my suspicions about the last one. Neil? And it seems they are destined to always remain a puzzle. So, in order to bring balance to the universe, I've made it my mission to solve some of the mysteries that have been discovered on our roads. Take my hand, and together let's get to the bottom of another crash scene investigation. A lovely blue sky, but there's nothing else about this scene that's lovely, I'm afraid. 3 potential suspects are strewn across the asphalt, but who's at fault for causing this mayhem? Vehicle A, the black car with its front end smashed in, our prime suspect, methinks. Vehicle B, the white minivan possibly fleeing the scene, looks guilty. Or Vehicle C, the white car who surely shouldn't even be a contender. Let's get our sleuth on. Actually, wait. Maybe that QR code has the answer. Let's scan it and find out. And why don't you play along at home? Ah, no, that's not cleared things up. But at least I know where to go for a good time in this town. Okay, I'll call you later, Brian. Moving on. There's vehicles A and B, obeying the law and waiting patiently for the green light. Well done, chaps. Perhaps I was wrong to peg you as the likeliest culprits. Well, the lights turned green, so we're about to find out. Good driving so far, chaps. I wonder where vehicle C is, though. Ah, there he is, arriving from the right like a bat out of hell who has clearly jumped a red light. You, my friend, are guilty as charged. Now let go of my hand, please. It's starting to get weird, and I need full use of my extremities so I can soundly beat Neil for his latte faux pas. Join me again soon for more crash scene investigations. When, like me, you ply your trade in the health and safety sector, you tend to go on a lot of courses, so it's fair to say that I've spent quite a lot of time in dark, soulless rooms, surrounded by dull men looking for some sort of release. But enough about the first Saturday of every month when I go by the name of Susan, and let's crack on with the show. I have a course that I've prepared especially for you. It's a collision course. Sometimes a collision can lead to a happy accident. For example, I'm desperate to know whether those trees are blue spruces or eastern hemlocks. What's that? Eastern hemlocks? Great. Thanks for checking. Car Crash TV, satisfying on so many levels. And now, for your viewing pleasure, vehicular 10-pin bowling. I haven't got my rule book to hand, but with both vehicles written off, I'm pretty sure that's a strike. Yep, everyone's fine, and they're congratulating each other. Well done. And now, a Car Crash TV first. It's our first clip from Latvia. The content is, of course, largely the same as all the other clips. But Latvia, eh? That's exciting, isn't it? We don't get out much. What I like most about this clip is the way in which the other traffic lights come out in sympathy for their fallen comrade. Look right there. It's the amber light salute. We will never forget. Blacked out rear window. He could be hiding anything in there. Quick, chase him down. It could be a corpse or a nuclear device. It's our duty to expose this sneaky individual. Ah, sorry. Looks like he was just on his way back from IKEA. Good luck erecting that Valier shelving unit. You'll need it. Coming up later on Car Crash TV, we go highbrow in the art of overtaking. Lowbrow in off-road rodeo. And all judgmental in the blame game. But first, well, I haven't seen that much snow since the Series 1 wrap party. It's okay, we're all better now. Anyway, a simple question for you. What happens next? It's coming from up high. Welcome back to Car Crash TV. So what did happen next? Well, this chap is currently crippled from the agony of trapped wind. Fortunately, I have a solution. Okay, I didn't say there weren't any unfortunate side effects to said solution, but how was I to know his wind was that trapped? And from the way he's walking now, I'd say there was an additional side effect too. The act of moving your motor vehicle in front of another may seem like a simple one. You drop to a lower gear, put your foot on the accelerator, and ease past safely and securely. Job done. But there are some radical thinkers out there who want to take the act of overtaking to the next level. In fact, you could say they've turned it into an art form. And as we know, art is very subjective. To some, this particular piece of overtaking could be considered beautiful. But for me, it's purely idiotic. Yes, I know, everyone's a critic. The red car up ahead is playing an elaborate game of vehicular hide-and-seek with his mate, the black car. He's rubbish at it. The motorway is a dull stretch of road, and often you find that your mind ends up wandering. Mine tends to wander to thoughts of Pam from accounts with the big, "Oh, you know her too." They say you have to suffer for your art, and this budding Jackson Pollock has managed to suffer some mild whiplash in order to spread his car parts all over the canvas that is the road. Frame that, and it'll be worth billions in 50 years. Red sky at night, shepherd's delight, and apparently idiot overtaker's misery. Of course, in some instances, you will simply not be able to overtake, so you are left with two options. Wait patiently in the traffic like the rest of us, or take your ill-equipped small family hatchback on an impromptu off-roading excursion. That'll go well. Yes, of course you meant to do that. Everyone goes foraging for truffles in an Astra. Good news, folks. We've reached my favorite part of the show. No, not the end credits, which means I can break out the cut-price cider, cheesy puffs and fags. That's my second favorite part of the show. My favorite part of the show is when I put on a funny American accent, come up with some outdated stereotypes, and laugh at people as they hurl their vehicles off the asphalt. Or, as you've all come to know it, Off-Road Rodeo. Well, howdy folks, and welcome to the 128th Annual Off-Road Rodeo, brought to you in conjunction with Mad Mo's Mind-Bending Moonshine. 1 part moonshine, 2 parts hallucinogenic mushrooms. Banned in 49 of America's 50 states. To start, we're on board with Buck the Bronco Bukowski, and he's laying down the time to beat. When Buck's not riding this rodeo, he's riding the other type, so it's safe to say this isn't his first rodeo. Heck, it's his 92nd. And with experience like that, it's no wonder he's looking so impressive in the saddle. But much like the effects of this moonshine, all good things must come to an end. And Buck has laid down an impressive marker of 35 seconds. Bravo, Buck. Up ahead, we have Big Rig Ralph, and having seen Ralph in the locker room last Tuesday, I'm sad to report that his nickname has nothing to do with that rig he's riding in, and actually refers to the big rig between his hot dog. That is a surprise. Big Ralphie is off for just 15 seconds. Next, we're on board with Phil the Farmer Feinstein, who got his nickname on account of the amount of time he spends off the track and in the field. And today, Phil is really living up to his name as he's in the dirt for a measly 7 seconds. We're riding shotgun now with Lorna, the lumberjack Lewis. When she's not riding rodeo, she can be found eating grits, shooting raccoons, and felling fir trees in the great state of Montana. Lorna's carving out an impressive time, but I've spotted a small wooded area up ahead, and this little lady just won't be able to resist the call of the saddle. Dang, Lorna! And you were looking good too, but your ride is over for 16 seconds. Back on board with Lorna, who's using the night stage to try and pick up some valuable points. But no, another wooded area proves too much of a temptation for this tree-obsessed weirdo, and she's off again, this time for just 6 seconds. Stick to the prairie stages, Lorna, and also get some professional psychiatric help. Our final competitor today is local favorite Tex Knight, and he's off. No, wait, he's back on. Can we get a ruling here from the judges? Oh, bad luck, Tex. I'm afraid you cannot enter the road once you've gone off of it, so it's just 2 seconds for you, amigo. Who knew that the judges would take this ludicrous spectacle so seriously? But that's America for you. Which means our winner today is Buck the Bronco Bukowski, who takes the trophy, a crate of Mad Mo's, and the complimentary cemetery plot that he will definitely need if he manages to get through all 12 bottles. Join us again soon for more Off-Road Rodeo. Yee-haw! As a veteran of this show, I've seen a lot of crashes. Some make me laugh, some make me cry, some make me wince, and some give me that lovely warm feeling of smugness. Guess what? Those ones are my favorite because they always involve someone in an expensive automobile coming a cropper. So let's all feel warm and fuzzy inside together as we say, nice car, shame about the driver. Ooh, that's a lovely big German car. Must have set you back a few, Bob, friend. But this ostentatious fella is merely a red herring. The real star of this clip is arriving from the left right about now. Ooh, look at that. You've bumped your beamer. How unfortunate. And the bill? Just a measly 500,000 rubles. That Audi's going at a fair lick. I do hope he's paying attention to what's going on in front of him. Oh, good, he wasn't. And the price for your pain and my gain is a princely 200,000 rubles. That looks like a pricey piece of machinery, and look how he brakes heavily for the speed bumps. This guy knows how to take care of his motor. But it seems the driver we're traveling with takes much less care of his car and sees an opportunity to tell this Mercedes to eat his dust. So do expensive strobing brake lights make you less likely to rear-end somebody? No, they do not. And to reassert your authority, it only costs you 150,000 rubles, worth every penny, I imagine. A Jag and a Merc having a race. And the Jag loses not just the race, but also a cool 400,000 rubles for his trouble. And some collateral damage too, it seems. I'll pop another 200,000 on your bill in that case. Don't you feel silly now? Oh, this is special. A BMW backing into a BMW. Ooh, how satisfying. No, Neil, it's just a banana in my pocket. 300,000 rubles, please. Another Audi, and this one is doing that very typical Audi thing of trying to bypass the traffic whilst everyone else suffers. You swine. Round of applause for the man in front trying to stop him from cutting in. My hero. But no, he's taken his eye off the prize and the Audi makes its move. Revenge. Good man. And make sure he pays that bill. Just 100,000 rubles. And don't worry, I'm sure he can afford it. So our total eye-watering bill for this week's collection comes to a cool 1,850,000 rubles and a shattering of your no-claims bonuses to boot. Lesson learnt? I very much doubt it. When I took my driving test, I passed with flying colours, naturally. Yes, it was the 11th attempt. But when I passed, I got it right with not a minor fault against my name. The instructor was so pleased he actually kissed me. After the court case found in my favour, and following several years of counselling, I vowed to use the money from my settlement to improve conditions on the roads. So I created a game, a great game, which would allow me to find fault in the road use of others. So why not join me and play along with the blame game?
I know it's raining, and Lord knows I'm no speed demon, but surely you can go a bit faster than this. Though that might be a bit too fast, my friend, and as such, you find yourself in a blame game scenario. But is this speedster at fault for his imminent incident, or do I need to point my big finger in the direction of the peekaboo Passat? Well, if we wind back a smidgen, you'll see that there on the left is a clearly marked bus taxi lane, and as our friend in the red is neither of those two things, to him I say blame! Although a little slap on the wrist for the Passat too for not looking. Next up, a lot of lanes here, and look, a speeding simpleton. Perfect blame game ingredients. The car arriving from the left is certainly driving with purpose, almost like he has the right of way, but does he? I have my doubts. But am I right? Of course I am. That's why I have 7 health and safety rosettes to my name and my own game show segment. They don't just give this stuff away, you know. Look at that. The lights change to green, which means there is no way our friend arriving from the left should be. Blame to you, sir. Next up, and this is a bustling little cosmopolitan town we find ourselves travelling through. Very pleasant indeed. What's less pleasant is the coming together we're about to have with the great big hulking SUV. But who's going to be claiming on their insurance to repair the inevitable damage? Well, if we skip gently back in time, you'll see not 1, but 2 green lights, which means the SUV is losing its no claims bonus. Blame! That's 7 rosettes of experience for you right there. And to end with a little gift, because you've been good. Do I even need to ask? We all know it's the silver car, don't we? All right then, best to be sure, wind it back. There you go. Clear green light, which means the black car was right to go boldly onwards, and the silver car should have applied its brakes, ergo, blame in your stupid, stupid face. That's your lot, folks. Join me again soon for more Blame Game. A famous philosopher once said life moves pretty fast, and boy was he right.
I mean, I barely had time for a mani-pedi, quinoa salad, and back crack and sack before starting today's session in the VO booth. In fact, as a time-saving exercise, I'm currently receiving a colonoscopy whilst I regale you with tales from the roads. And they say men can't multitask. Anyway, where was I? Yes, life moves pretty fast, but that's no excuse for Breaking Bad. A lovely, quaint little Eastern European town, this. I really must travel more. The driving is top-notch, too. Perhaps it is time for me to get over my prejudices and embrace some new cultures. Nope. I should never have doubted myself. Nice upholstery, though. And now for your viewing pleasure, an automotive ménage à trois. About as disappointing as the one my wife suggested we have to spice up our marriage. And much like me, this participant flees the scene in the hope he can forget it ever happened. Trust me, you can't, no matter how many times you shower. While I don't condone braking suddenly in the middle lane, I can certainly understand this guy's reasons, as I can only assume he stopped to observe what appears to be a poster of a man decapitating a small child. Wait, no, it's just people playing volleyball. Still, best to check. I'm not sure what's more amazing about this clip, the crash or the fact it's rendered these two chaps completely immobile. Human beings or waxwork stolen from Madame Tussauds. You decide. And now, some truly rare footage of the moment a Mercedes-Benz offers herself up to a male suitor. Brazen but effective, with mating complete, the male leaves the female to raise the young alone, continuing on to find his next conquest. There's no romance in the wild. And now, a piece of braking so bad that it disables not one, not two, but 3 vehicles. Fortunately, there's a duster on hand to aid with the clear-up. Ha-ha! I'm here all week.